What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, Talakwa has joined forces with us, and the Confederation has given us basically double the provinces that we previously had. It was somewhat an unexpected confederation, as we were looking to confederate Itza, who is surrounded by enemies and embroiled in lots and lots of wars, though it looks like Talakwa lost all of its armies and decided that it would confederate instead. I guess that does work, and it does enable us to advance this way much earlier than we were looking to do, which is great. Or rather, not so much as we were looking to do as we were able to do before. And now we got places to go. And I'm pretty darn happy about it, because it'll be more armies and more different types of battles. Now, the first thing that we've got to do is figure out what we're doing with all this new territory. First of all, who are you? You new guy. Arrogant, ooh, blood frenzy. I like the sound of that. What does this do again? It's a pretty significant buff. Speed, armor-piercing weapon damage, and enable defend melee. Skink Priest, eh? Well, we can put you on an Engine of the Gods. Yeah, we're keeping this guy. We're keeping him. Whether he's in Tic-Tac-Toe's army or not depends, but we will keep you at the current time. Alrighty, then we have a new skink, I want to say chief. Yes, we have a skink chief with determined. Okay, this I like a lot less, so we can take away your sword. I think we can replace you with another one. Skink chief. Yeah, we got a vigorous one and a skink master. I actually think, now that I think about it, skink master might be pretty worthless. It doesn't really do all that much. Upkeep minus 4% for skinks and chameleon skinks, but skinks are a relatively cheap unit anyway. Chameleon skinks of the regular variety cost 105 here. Yeah, so maybe if we have a bunch of blessed units, but even then, 140. And definitely one of the cheaper units, which makes me think that the perfect vigor version is much better. So we're going to delete you for now. And we're going to replace you with the vigorous skink instead. And there we go. Next up, we need to figure out who's going where, so we can see... Oh, wow. Khemri's under siege by the followers of Nagash, eh? Yeah, so these guys will probably come for us fairly soon. We'll need a defensive force probably at Antok, and probably we'll need several defensive forces in different locations. Let's say this guy, Kroq-Gar Ancient with Strategist. This Skavenbane would be somewhat useless to us, and just as a temporary lord. We'll put you in here, and what can we recruit? We can recruit Red Crests and Skink cohorts. Considering this place might get destroyed pretty much instantly, let's go with skink cohorts for now, and then if he's able to get those skink cohorts up and running, we might get more troops. I'm not willing to risk putting the Skink Priest of Heavens with Blood Frenzy in there, because I wouldn't want to lose it. We could also put the Blessed Skink Skirmishers in here, but I feel like 4 Blessed Skink Skirmishers wouldn't be enough to make this a good garrison, especially if a decent army attacks it. So I think we'll wait for the cohorts. Alrighty, that's decided. Well, you have to be careful because our recruitment costs are pretty through the roof. Next up is SFO Grimhammer. Damn, I really wish we had that Saurus recruitment thing that we had earlier, but oh well. SFO Grimhammer, you're going to trade Kanos Kier here. And you're going to give him, let's see, you, and you. All of this. These two are going to Kroqi. The rest are going elsewhere. So, SFO Grimhammer, you're heading out to Kroq this way. And then Kanos Kier, you are heading down this way instead. Chameleon, head past Death Gorge. We're gonna need your army very soon. And Kowal, follow him as well. This is not attrition-y, or at least not by the looks of it. All 3 of you, head down together. We need to get to the followers of Nagash in this place to defend. Alrighty, these guys have now moved. Kroqi, I want you to see what's behind door number 1 here, which is Karak-Azul. What are we looking at here? Medium casualties, and our Steg dies to this. Okay, so it looks like we'll have to fight. Ooh, they have Iskrit's Death Squad here. Visctrin's desk, close enough. Yeah, okay, we'll fight this shortly, but we'll probably not raise it, as I believe this is the last clan, Moore's territory. And we don't actually want Queek to die. Man, Queek's been causing problems just by the fact that we're hunting him down, or trying to hunt him down, I should say. I just want to double check exactly where he is again. Alright, he is currently up here, near Crookback Mountain. Okay, I have no idea what the heck he's doing up there, but hopefully we can catch him. We'll sack Karak-Azul, move to Black Iron Mine. If we kill him, we'll come back down, but we do want to try to find Karazakarak anyway, because we can give them stuff. Okie dokie, so that's Kroqi. Next up, who is this? Pragio. You, once again, I believe we checked last time, and yeah, aggressive ain't that great. Oh, you do have a Warrior Bane, though. We can put that on somebody. And, ooh, Mask of the Heavens, plus 25 campaign movement range for armies. Armies. I think this means army, right? It's not all of our armies. There's no way. It's just suspiciously worded. And then this is what? Control plus 2 all provinces? Oh, very nice. Huh. I wonder, is this active immediately, or does this only become active once we first revive Tic-Tac-Toe? Either way, I really appreciate it. Alrighty, well, thank you to Tic-Tac for the extra control. In the meantime, you need to start generating troops. Specifically, you'll need to start generating troops for Tic-Tac-Toe. I was gonna actually delete these Ares here. Quixotle, Tulaqua. I wish these weren't built in the wrong territories. Alright, so first of all, we don't need you. At least not down here. We can delete you. You can be upgraded, you can be upgraded for more money, and then same thing goes for the port. Nahuantl, you're gonna need walls. Oh, wow. Actually, while it would be nice to have walls, not if we want to build wood there. And we can't delete the Sacred Spawning Caverns right now because it's giving us extra Saurus capacity. Suntree Glades is where? Oh, it's this one. Okay, well, we'll leave that one alone for now. And I guess we have to leave the flying one alone as well. Alright, well, let's build Tic-Tac a few more units, or at least some units. Let's give him a couple of Pterodon Riders and at least one more Fire Leech Bola. I don't know how many Pterodon Riders of the regular variety he's gonna have, but he'll have some, I'm sure. And just for variety in his army. Next up, we have a Beast Lair, which we probably do want to upgrade. It is quite expensive, but we're probably not going to get a better position for it. This is a Saurus building, yeah, we can have that here, and this is a Flyer building, which we can have, and damn, our money's going quick at this rate. Deadhead Monoliths, we definitely need a wall here. So we're going to delete you, and Statues of the Gods. You have the Scrying Pool, which, don't get me wrong, is... Oh, you know what? Let's not upgrade these until next turn, when we can reduce their construction cost by 10%. One turn isn't going to make that much of a difference. And we can delete these two as well. At least for now. I know the Scrying Pool unlocks some things for us, but so it'll be a long time before we can actually use the unlocks in terms of tech, so we can wait on that. I guess... Oh, and we could have reduced the cost of these upgrades as well. For the cost of these, 14... you know what, these ones aren't that expensive. We can wait. Yeah, everybody's still gonna go alignment to monuments. We want that extra research. And what are you again? Ah, you're the spawn pool. Okay, well, we'll keep you once again for now, though we will be deleting you later. And I'm tempted to delete the Cold One Caverns out of here as well. In fact, we're gonna do that. We're not gonna build any of the Cold One Riders right now. We're gonna wait until we can get horned ones for Kroqi. I'd love to cancel these and move, but they were recruited when it was cheaper, so I think we'll have to wait. But in 2 turns, you'll be able to move out. Alrighty, well, that was easier than I thought it would be, or at least it didn't take as long as I thought it would take. Especially because we had to cancel a few of the buildings, and you're already recruiting. So I guess we're good. Alrighty, let's see if Rakiran here immediately gets attacked or not. And let's also attack with Kroq-Gar. Alright, Kroqi, it's your time again. What do we have in terms of defenses here? Really not all that strong, eh? I'm just wondering whether this will be worthy of a cinematic battle. You know what, I guess we can see Lord Kroq in action for a little bit. Might as well. Who knows if we can get another one. Alrighty, here we go. Lord Kroq's debut battle. Let's see how well he does with the Deliverance of Xhotl. Granted, it's not leveled at this time, so it'll be limited to some degree, but it's still a pretty obnoxiously good spell regardless. Alrighty, and we are gonna go pretty much all in on this battle. Yes, we could just send Kroq and Pradat in possibly with the Kroxies, but we're going to send in all of our Blessed Source. We're going to pop the Shield of the Old Ones, Supreme Shield of the Old Ones, I should say, to defend everybody from missile damage, and looks like we're still taking a little bit on Lord Kroq, despite the Supreme Shield, from both the towers and the enemies combined. But anyway, use that to move into the settlement, and in the meantime, we will also be sending in our flyers, who are going to go overhead and annoy everybody here, and they're going to go ahead and kill that enemy Plague Claw catapult, so it doesn't do too much damage, especially since we are sending the Blessed Source Warriors in, and they will be climbing all the walls. These are the stalking ones, however, the Blessed Source Warriors, so they at least weren't noticed until they got to about here. Anyway. And there we go. The gate is not in fact open, but Pradat has moved through it and is now going to start annoying the enemy there. We're going to get our first Deliverance of Xhotl up and running. There we go, exploding some rats. This is our first level basic cast, as in level 1 of 3. And just out of curiosity, that did 38,000 damage. Oh wow, not bad for the first level. How much mana did that cost, incidentally? 10 mana. It hasn't been reduced. I think it's down to 8 when you get some skill points in it. But yeah, 38k for one spell cast, pretty darn good. Anyway, here come our flyers as well. They're going to help out matters. Pradat is still stuck out here, so we really do need to make sure that he doesn't get too badly damaged. And we can achieve that by dropping some bombs as we fly overhead and continuing to blast the enemy with those Fire Leech bolas. You gotta love these frickin' units. There we go. And now all those units surrounding Pradat are in pretty bad shape, and surrounding the gate in generally. Here comes some more bombs as well. Now granted, we probably could have done this fairly easily with an auto-resolve if the game wouldn't try to kill our poor Stag, but it's okay. Now this is looking like it's going fairly well. In fact, Pradat, being in here, still got 74 kills himself as well. Good job, buddy. In the meantime, while the gate has been cleared, we'll try to break through with the rest of our forces, but our flyers are going to take out that damn Plague Claw catapult. The biggest threat on the field by far. The other stuff doesn't really matter so much right now. We just got to prevent this thing from killing our Source Warriors on top of the walls, and it looks like we are able to destroy it fairly quick with the Fire Leech Golem. And just to compare it in my Bellegarde campaign, where the Grudge Throwers really have trouble in destroying Plague Claw catapults and take quite some time to do it, it looks like the Fire Leech Bolas do so very quickly. And just like that, the Plague Claw's out. And very, very nice. Alrighty, get a few more hits on the units that are around it, but are now going to go for this piercing tower, just so that it doesn't attack anybody, while we continue trying to make it through the gate. We are on top of the walls now with a fairly decent amount of our Source Warriors, and it looks like Kroq-Gar has made it in as well. Alrighty, there we go, and now both of them can start mincing the infantry here. Yeah, I feel like on the one hand, Kroq, you probably want him to have a fairly infantry, or not infantry heavy, a fairly infantry and monstrous unit army, but if we can get like 4 Saurus Scarvets in his army, all on Carnosaurs, I'd really rather have that than bother with additional dinos, because we can put those in other armies, and Kroq does feel like he should command a bunch of swords. Plus, they function as just superior versions of Carnosaurs. Anyway, another Deliverance of Itza coming down, though it didn't look like it killed too many units, probably because they were Storm Vermin and heavily armored, but it was once again a relatively lower level cast. Otherwise, the balance of power is very much in our favor at about 85% at this time, and our Saurus are heading down to fight as well. And the Blessed Shield of the Old Ones, or Supreme Shield of the Old Ones rather, knocking the enemy units back and allowing more Saurus to move deep into the enemy formation and start bleeding the enemy. Quite literally, because they fly bleed. Alrighty, a few more hits at this rate, and I don't imagine the enemy's gonna survive much longer. Especially with the support from the Flyers. This has been a pretty good combined arms sort of assault, with lots of different types of units functioning together in a very quick assault of these walls. I'm pretty happy, generally speaking, with the way this one went. Certainly a lot faster than the grind that we had to work with in previous city assaults. Anyway, looks like Kroq-Gar or Perdot, actually I think that's Perdot. Yeah, managed to kill the enemy warlord there, and the rest of the enemies should be routing any second now. Summons or not, I see the Scurry Away activate, and I do believe the rest of the army should shatter any second now. We've even had to move away our Pterodon Riders just so that they didn't kill off any of our units. And oh look, there's a warlord there as well. Oh, did we kill a chieftain, not a warlord? Well, then we can kill this one as well. And Kroq... Oh, the jump animation and everything exploding nearby. Well, that looks pretty good. Let's just see what our Pterodon Riders are up to here. It's exploding rats. Go figure. A few more Fire Leech Billows. Looks like these guys are in Scurry Away. I'm actually shocked that the enemy army hasn't shattered at about 90%, or 95%, I should say, in our favor. And what are you guys doing? Still running around? And there we go. There's the chain route coming in. Everybody's starting to break, and soon the entire army will be done for. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Didn't even need to make it across the bridge, though. Kroq-Gar and Perdot were starting to do so. Looks like we took barely any damage for that and destroyed the enemy quite comprehensively. Hey, we got 10 alignments for that one. That's a little surprising, but pleasantly so. And that's surprising because that was horrifyingly effective on our end. Everybody did very well. As usual, the Pterodon Riders cleaning house, 53k, 32k, and 46k damage. 85k on Lord Kroq for his debut. Fairly light damage for him, but decent in context of everything else. He may have gotten less kills, but clearly he did much more damage. Then we got very respectable numbers of kills on both Kroq-Gar and on our Saurus Scarvet Perdot as well. Perdot obviously got much more damage, but he was stuck on the outside while Kroq-Gar was still trying to batter down the gate. So yeah. Would be neat if Lord Kroq had like an instant gate breaker spell that just instantly destroyed it. Kind of like, honestly, he really should. He should have an army ability like, what's it called, Shatterstone? The Chaos ability that allows you to break gates and walls instantly. The army ability. Because Kroq can literally do that quite easily, so can Mazda Mundi, but yeah. Anyway, we're gonna sack the place. Not occupied, because we want the Clan Moors faction to remain, at least for now, somewhat alive. We are, however, going to move into the next territory. Let's move up to here, while healing, of course, especially since we can heal fairly decently now, and maybe we'll take Black Iron Mine. There's no actual reason to hold it, although... Nah, we can use it to heal, and we don't care if it gets taken over. I'm more thinking, what if we offer it to... Oh, no, we have to take it, because we have to give it to... Thorak. It's part of the KROAK territory. And it's his home territory, so we have to give it to him. Alright, fine. We'll take Black Iron Mine, but then whatever else is up here, we will maybe give to the KROAK dwarves. We're going to keep going north until we reach KROAK, basically. Alrighty, anything else that we gotta do this turn? We got our recruiting. We got a few public order problems now, though. Oh, Southern Jungles, I didn't commandment you up. That's my bad. Alignment to monuments, of course. Gotta get that extra research. -4 is a little bit annoying, but not so bad. I do wish that the temple provided some control, or the ziggurat of the gold ones, you would think. But alas. Not a big deal. I'm disinclined to delete anything here, at least for now, so we will not be doing so. We don't have to collect income here at Bagar and Antok, though, as there may not be too much use for it. And Bagar, you know what, we're not going to collect income from here, so I think what we'll do is delete these buildings, all of them. We'll replace them with walls and with growth, as they're going to be our forward base, as forward bases. Although the problem with deleting the stuff out of Bagar is that we'll lose a few units, but it's still not going to be a good enough army to defend anyway. Either they attack and we lose this, or they don't attack and we move up, so it'll essentially decide for us. The game, I mean. Anyway, Blightwater, you are not collecting income because you're at -7, okay? I see. And we definitely need to fix that. We may even want to delete the meat storage hall here and replace it with a public order building. Yeah, you know what? I love the growth, I really do, but we can get meat storage halls in other places. It's not as critical right now. Yeah, alrighty, that's you. Shifting Sands is fine. Sump Pit is... well, it needs to be transferred very soon. In fact, I guess we transferred right now or next turn, either way. And lastly, Barrier Idols, we can keep ignoring you, at least for now. How much are you going to give us for Sump Pit?
The runes wait for no
30,
one.
so quite a bit. 11k. I know I said I'd stop doing this, but let's be realistic here. We can make much better use of the money than Thorek can. So I think we're gonna take his money for this territory. And yeah.
Yes.
He can have the territory, we can have the money, and we can use it to recruit stuff and take more territories, some of which we will be giving to him. You can probably hear the amusement in my voice, but yeah, I think that's fair, right? Just because we're bankrupting his faction doesn't mean we're not giving anything back. Also, 2. Why did this go down? I thought it was at 3. Huh. Odd. Does it have something to do with the fact that we're... no? Okay, fine. Well, then just build 2. Maybe I thought it was supposed to be 3, but in reality it was 2. Who knows? Also, while we're at it, Doomglade, you no longer need this as we have it in our forward bases, though I guess in theory we might get some use out of it if we start fighting somebody here. For example, Nurgle, for example, Kairos, and for example... Imrik. On the other hand, Teotihuacan's our current military hub on this side, so we'll leave it alone for now. Same with the spawn pools of the Braves, it doesn't really offer us anything here, and we can replace it with a more useful building. And that's you too, so you're good. You know what? While you're here, you can recruit a Bastillodon with Revivification, because it's going to be revivifying all those Saurus. I'd love to get the Basti with Solar Engine up, but we can do that elsewhere. In fact, we may want to start recruiting it immediately. I mean, we got all this extra money, we may as well make use of it. Is there any free Lord, though? I really prefer not to have a billion Lords that are available, even though they're stuck at level 1. I guess we could wait a turn, and then send you maybe to the Statues of the Gods, or to Telaqua, depending on how these guys react. Alrighty, I think we'll wait for a turn or two. Last thing we gotta do before ending said turn is alignments. We have, well, we'll have alignments for you, but you're not ready for it. Kanos Kier. We have 2 alignments for the Feral Stegs. You know what, I guess we can wait a turn. The natural decline is going to drop it by 2, so it's not going to make any difference either way. Because I'd really rather, if we don't get enough alignments to get 2 things, I'd really rather transfer the alignments to the Basti with Solar, or the Basti with Crystal, rather than anything else. We also need to get the Ripperdactyl Riders and Coatl up for Tic-Tac-Toes for us, but that'll be in a bit. Rights. We are waiting for the Rite of Ferocity, which is up in 1 turn. Perfect. And building upgrade available... no. We're ignoring that for now. Alrighty, looks like everything's good. Let's see what these guys do. That's the real question here. And I really hope Queek doesn't die. I'm gonna be so salty if he does. Because then we're gonna have to wait like 10 turns. We're not waiting 10 turns, or 8 turns, or whatever it is. Oh wow, Khemri has fallen. A little bit early, mind you. Thorak, you want us to join War Against the Bloody Hands? No, thank you. Keep giving us all your money. Honestly, if he loses his territories, we can just take them back and get more money from him. It's actually fairly efficient. I'm surprised. Anyway, Rite of Ferocity expires. Beautiful, which means we're gonna pop it right now. That extra 40% research. Damn, it doesn't actually decrease the amount of turns that this takes. It's still 2, but nonetheless. And these are at 6, which is not too bad. Sequence of Marching could be quite nice for us right now. And the sequence of the Artisan as well to increase our money. And then all the cheap sequences as well, or sequences and tablets. And we do probably want to start going for one of these techs as fast as possible once again, but we shall see. And did I not delete the Scrying Pool? Huh. I thought one of these was unlocked by Scrying Pool, but deleting it doesn't actually remove that? I thought that it did. Well, I'm glad that it didn't. Rakiran, you're still alive. Well, well, well. I'm also pleasantly surprised by that. But before we do anything over there, I want to see where Queek is. Ooh, hello, what is this? Well, well, well. If it isn't a nice fight for... you're fighting KROAKIng. Damn, if only we had found KROAKIng before attacking you. We're gonna have to attack those. Is he at war with Queek? Yeah, he's gonna destroy KROAKIng if we let him. And I still want to double check where Queek is before we do so. Queek? Are you any closer to us? He's either... is he standing there? Maybe he's raiding something with a weak little army. Maybe that's what he's doing. But let's do the men, and then we're gonna fight this Orky force. Why not? They're right there. I don't see why we wouldn't. Yes. And ooh, hello. You have levels. Alrighty, now, the levels. You know, I think we're gonna have to get you your barrier. You're actually fairly fragile, Kroak, at least until you get your healing. But otherwise, we need to move into Deliverance of Itza as much and as fast as possible. Just double checking what we get here. And lots of Winds of Magic Power Reserve change increases. Oh, free research rate? Well, isn't that swell? Yeah, there's just so much good stuff in his tree, but Deliverance of Itza is such an obnoxiously good spell. We gotta get it. And the Greater Arcane Conduit will give us Spell Mastery as well. Ooh, and we get Shield of Safari for whenever he casts. Shield of Safari being one of the better passives as well. Swell. Alrighty, Kroaky, prepare for fighting. Let's complete everything else and then we'll do that. Once again, to double check, what's the turn number on this? 5? Okay. We have time to build him up a proper air force. Let's say another 2 Pterodon Riders. Yeah, I think that's sufficient. And 1 more Fireleech Bola. The rest are going to be Ripperdactyls and Coatl, and a few more Fireleech Bolas that we get from one of these armies via transfer. Alrighty, next up, Kanos Kier. You are going to move to Death Gorge. Or past it, I guess, very slightly past it. And then you two, I guess, can travel together. Does Kanos Kier have a full army? He does not, so we could temporarily just give him Koal stuff. Koal will still travel after these guys, though. Alright, Koal, give Kanos the stuff. Like so. And then all of you need to... Whoa, 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 no, you guys need to travel together. Where are we? We need to meet the enemy in battle. You know what, maybe we wait so that everybody can travel together. These are our weaker armies, after all. Something like that. We also really need to get them a caster, which we do have. But the problem is, well, A, we don't want him to get assassinated, but also Tic-Tac is going to need one as well. What do we have here? Uncompromising, meh, meh, and meh. Damn, I was hoping to get some new Source Scarvets. No good, no perfect spawns at the very least. And we also need Soko Rismate to get north. So I guess we'll have to wait near one of these friendly territories. Keep moving in ambush, just so nobody knows you're here. Wait until you can reach KROAKING to transfer your stuff. Alrighty, now, building time. First of all, you are tech. We are going to get the glowing berry patches. Next up is this place, Suntree Glades. You're kind of in the middle of the territory, so we don't really need to do anything with you other than, I guess, get you growth. So growth it shall be. We do need public order buildings here, or at least we will. But for now, I think it's good. Just keep the military stuff. You. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. The stuff we were going to do last time. Deadhead Monoliths, you need walls because you're a coastal city. Technically the same thing goes for Xhotl, but maybe we can avoid it, I'm not sure. Statues of the Gods. You're not technically a coastal city, but you are in danger of getting hit because you're sort of on the coastline. I think we still need to give you walls. And for now, you can have the Skink Foraging Camp, but we'll replace it once the territory is maxed out, though that's going to take some time. Also, what's our research rate at? 261? Pretty solid. And we're going to have to keep the research rate up as long as possible, but then once it's done, obviously we switch our alignments, or our commandments, which are called alignments, and it'll get even better. Alright, anybody else? Eben Mapok. You? I wonder if these guys could reach Rakirin in one turn or not. You know what? Build 2 more skink cohorts with javelins. Oh, why are they so expensive? They're just skink cohorts. Alright, you're gonna stay here, and I think you are going to join this army for now. And Tic Tac's army. We're not gonna move it all that much, though. I also want to double check about new lords as well. Strategist, Weapon Master, Fleet-Footed, Skavenbane, yeah, nothing better. Alright, Bagar. You cannot get walls. Research rate from that gem mineshaft. Yeah, it's a good reason to keep Bagar, if we can manage to do it. Let's get that Skink Foraging Camp up and running. Walls here, and growth. And hopefully the place grows reasonably fast. You know, screw it, just build the Skink cohorts. We do have the money, we can afford it, at least right now. Whether that is the same later or not, we shall see. And I guess next turn we will upgrade you. And I believe that's it, yes? Yes? Is KROAK ready to fight? I guess we got Diplo still. Let's check Diplo, and then we'll fight. Alrighty, what do we have here? Khemri wants to be friends, and I would love to, Khemri. I really would, if only you weren't in the middle of territory that we want. Trade agreement, no dice. Khemri again, Order of Lore Masters. Wardens of the Living Pool. Itza's maintaining 4 territories, so good job to Itza. As long as Gorog survives, I'm happy. What's the... How much money you want to give us for this? 2k? Let's wait until it's more.
We are the best.
Are you the best? We'll see about that. I don't think the old ones would agree. Alrighty, here we go. KROAKING, time to fight again. We're going to declare war on these guys. We're currently at war with Moors, Angrand, and KROAKING, so... if only we could ask them to join war. What's the likelihood that we'll detect them if we move up a little bit more? They might own KROAKING, but I'm not sure. There's probably no reason to risk it. Attack. Call your allies to help. Yes. And there we go. Decisive victory and low casualties, you say. Well, we'll see about that. I don't know why I'm playing up the AI here. Well, the Gobos are obviously no threat, but that is a lot of trolls. And we might have a little bit of a tough time actually knocking them down. It's a lot of splash damage coming into our precious Blessed Saurus warriors. But nonetheless, should be pretty good battle. Let's get to it. Alrighty, here we go again. Granted, we have fought the orcs before in the form of the Bloody Hands, but it's always fun to fight some more. Besides, these guys have 4, I believe, units of trolls on the field, 2 stone and 2 regular, and those guys at the very least should be fairly threatening with all the armor piercing that they do, and if they were to surround KROAKING or Pradat, they could be very dangerous. That said, now that we have Lord Kroak watching our backs, we should be still looking pretty darn good, regardless of what we face, really. I suppose the only thing that would threaten us now, I mean, infantry armies are no threat to an army with Kroak in it, but I guess if we run into, like, Doomstacks with tons and tons of monstrous units, then he's not going to be nearly as effective. Though we'll see. The AI is pretty good at not doing that much anymore. Nowadays, anyway. I still remember back when the High Elves up to build, like, 18 Star Dragons. That was pretty obnoxious back in the day. And there's that jump animation I was talking about last battle. I love it. And at least we can see it properly in this battle, unlike these Skaven corrupted territories. There we go, Kroaki's having fun. Here come our flyers as well. Just gonna do a little flyby and drop some Fire Leech boulders and bombs on the enemy while going after the enemy range units in the background. We did try to run at the enemy range units, but it looks like the enemy's going to send trolls and such to try to counteract us. But that's okay. We got our own fast movers to attack them in the background, though it does look like Perdot here and did take a little bit of damage as he got attacked by all 4 of these trolls. On the bright side, though, we have the Tormentor Sword, which we got recently, so we can fly over it with Teto Echo and stop all of these units in their tracks, and just like that. And while they're waiting, we can A, move the rest of our army up, and B, cast some spells on those stuck units. Also, a few of you suggested to take Kroak out of this army and put him in a different army, and we may do that later on. I'll think about it. Mostly, I do think that Kroak will have the most battles, so it's the easiest way to actually level the army. Or level Lord Kroak, rather. Anyway, Comet of Cassandora coming down on the enemies while they were stuck in the blob and the Tormentor Sword was blocking them. And we're going to follow that up with another cast as well. This one probably not going to do much, but just because we can. Another bit of a Deliverance of Xhotl. There we go. Actually, it looked like I've knocked a few of those trolls down. And it looks like the battle will shortly be ours as well. Looks like the balance of power is at about 70, looks like 75 now, maybe 80% in our favor. Most of the enemy is surrounded at this point from every single direction, and several of the trolls are either broken or about to break. Perdot's still a little bit damaged, but I think he's probably the only one that is going to get really damaged here. We're just going to pop our Steg in. We do want to generally keep him out of the fight until it heals up, but it does provide armor sundering, and we do want those trolls debuffed, at least a little bit. And it makes it easier for the Kroaksies and everybody else to knock them down, especially those stone trolls. Anyway, Kroaki's going to go after the enemy Black Orc Big Boss here, or actually that's just the enemy Warlord. And the Black Orc Big Boss is right beside him. Well, either way. Kroaki can spread the love, he can go after all of them. And I just gotta focus one of them down at a time, and I think that they're too slow to actually escape on those Boar Boys. Oh, nice hit with that cleaver there, buddy. Actually knocking Kroaki back. All the units getting in our way, but now now Grimlock's sighted you, and that's not a place you want to be. Should be able to knock that Lord down. A little bit shocked that the enemy army has not shattered, but I shouldn't be, because in fact, they have. The Feral Steg's just about to kill the Black Orc Big Boss together with the Blessed Kroaksies, and they're doing fairly well. Looks like Perdot has basically killed that other Black Orc Big Boss, and yeah, all the enemy heroes taken out. Really short battle by the looks of it, so I guess the auto-result was right. But nonetheless, that was a fairly fun one, and I did enjoy surrounding the enemy, and that combination with the Tormentor Sword via the flyby overhead, stopping the enemy in their tracks and then dropping spells on them while they can't move. It does seem like a nice combination that I'm sure we'll be using in the future, especially with a Tier 3 cast of Deliverance of Xhotl, which we didn't get to do this time. Had just enough mana, I think, for a Comet of Cassandora and a Tier 1 cast instead. But nonetheless. Anyway, let's speed it up. We're gonna try to chase down a few more enemy units, the Black Orc Big Boss and the Trolls, as best we can, mostly so that we don't have to fight them again in auto-resolve. And between our fast-moving Cold One Riders and Kroaki and Perdot, it looks like most of them will be knocked out. And some of the infantry will get destroyed by the by the flyers as well. Anyway, there we go, yet another decisive victory, and hopefully everybody around us will like this, because we are now fighting this particular faction, and nobody really likes the Crooked Moon around it, except, I guess, the Bloody Hands in this particular situation. Oh wow, we got 10 alignments for that as well. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And what kind of money we got for that? 3K. It looks like we're raking in the cash, which once again we're going to need because our recruitment is obnoxiously expensive, at least without a ton of military buildings. We really need to make a true military hub. Essentially pick a province where we build nothing but military buildings of various types and massively reduce the recruitment cost. Probably a province with 3 territories rather than 4, as those are too good at making money. But anyway, in the meantime, we will obviously take this 3K. That was a fun little battle. And is the army fully destroyed? I didn't know it is not, but it's okay. We'll destroy it fully with a quick little auto-resolve. Kroq-Gar's got leadership plus 10 and charge bonus increase as well. Spirit of Tepok, very nice. And the Colossadon Hunters, well, it's almost like the Tic-Tac-Toe's coming was foretold. And the Cohort of Xhotl, Sacred Kroq-Gars. We will eventually be transferring the Blessed Kroq-Gars out of Kroq-Gar's army because he needs horned ones in place of all of this. As good as the Pterodon Riders are, I don't want to use them in every single army because, well, variety and all that. But yeah, with the Cohort of Xhotl and the Blessed Kroq-Gars, perhaps Kowal here can get a Kroq-Gar army. Yes, well, not only Kroq-Gars, but including many a Kroq-Gar, essentially. Anyway, let's quickly auto-resolve you to death now, and hopefully... the auto-resolve is going to hurt the Feral Stag. 6380 down to... Actually, it wasn't that bad. Alright, better than I thought it would be. And we can... You know what? Let's get Exterminate for this one. Get a little bit of extra research. Hello, Sun Standard of Xhotl, missile resistance and bolstered armor in area perfection. Absolute perfection. More armor and physical resistance for our piles of Saurus infantry. And we can put that on the Legion of Chakwa, which is in the middle of our piles of units. We do need to give up something, and I guess it's gonna have to be... I probably don't get too much value out of Gleaming Pennant, to be perfectly honest. Nor the Rat Spawn Sacrifice. Screw the Rat Spawn Sacrifice. Sun Standard of Xhotl. And there we go. Alright. Next up, another quick little auto-resolve against you, Maggot. You really shouldn't have been in March stance here, and Sun Standard, you can go on. You. Auto-resolve this. And let's see, okay, this time our poor Feral Stag did get hurt. 8 alignments. Oh wow, we're at 34. Very nice. And we could heal up a little bit, but honestly it doesn't seem like it's all that needed. Let's get Exterminate again. Now we got 4 turns of extra research. Nothing crazy, mind you, but you know, later in the game it won't be needed at all once our research is complete, so we may as well make use of it now. And then to the Black Iron Mine, which does have some defenses, and I think good enough defenses that we'll actually have to fight the battle. At close victory, low casualties, we wouldn't actually take any damage. Though I'm still not sure whether it's actually worth the fight. Maybe we'll fight it manually next time around rather than bothering to fight it cinematically. I just think it might be too easy, which is the problem. But anyway. Oh wow, yeah, okay, we're out of time. I did not realize that, but just before we end it, so I don't forget at the start of the next episode, because I have a bad habit, let's spend at least 20 of these alignments. We got more dinos here somewhere. One of you has them, you. So we got the 2 Feral Stags, so we can once again make them tankier, or give them that war paint that enables the Sundering attacks. And while I would once again love to make them tankier, I just can't say no to Sundering attacks. So yeah, Warpaint of Xhotl and Warpaint of Xhotl. Yes. And there we go, we have 14 remaining, which means 2 will be lost to decline next turn, and then we'll give 10 of those over to this dino, and then I guess we will be building up more dinos. Anyway, with that, I am going to call the episode here. Next time, Kroqi continues marching northward, trying to find Queek, take Black Iron Mine, maybe take a few of the other territories around here if necessary. But really, we just want to discover KROAKIng and find Queek. As soon as we do both, we are heading back southward, taking KROAKIng and giving it up to the Ironbrow's expedition. And honestly, if we can manage giving up a territory to the Knights of Kalador here, like Crookback Mountain, for example, that might be worthy. So maybe we'll send Kroq-Gar up here to attack Clan Rictus and give them the territory, because they should really like us for it. And maybe not even they might not attack us. I think it's fairly unlikely, just by virtue of I think that they will attack Thorek, but we shall see. Who knows? Thorek is quite weak at strength rank 115 because we're taking all his money and he can't build anything. I do find it very funny, though. And anyway, other than that, we'll continue preparing for the inevitable war with the massive armies of the followers of Nagash. We may even meet them while crossing the desert here. Who knows? We really need to send the scout out there, but we just have a lack of additional heroes. But anyway, more fighting to come, and hopefully we will confederate Itza before it dies. Stay tuned for more lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.